Welcome in to Allen Hancock College for Game 6 of the Bulldog football season. Good afternoon from Santa Maria, California. I'm CJ Silas alongside Greg Pensa, your Bulldogs hosting the Renegades of Bakersfield. Greg, welcome in.
Well, thanks, CJ. It's a pleasure to work with you again, and a big game for both teams. They're both 1-1 in league play. They have three undefeated teams in the league coming into tonight, or this afternoon, El Camino, Canyons, and Ventura. But 30th time these two teams have played, 19 for Bakersfield, 10 for Hancock. But a little extra story today is Seth Damian is back
Damron, yes, Seth Damron, who was an assistant coach at Hancock College as the offensive coordinator and then the head coach for 2 years. He was also the head coach during the COVID year when there was no football, so he would have been here 6 years had he stuck around. And middle of the summer, this summer, we found out he was leaving, going back home. He went to Bakersfield College. His grandfather had a history at Bakersfield College. He's got family there, and he is now the offensive coordinator for the Renegades. And it's going to be an interesting situation because we see him. He's connected a little bit with some of the assistant coaches before the game. And the players on both sides may not know that much about the history, but you and I were talking about this before we went on the air, that there's some semblance of family in this level of football and in high school as well. And Aguilar, the head coach here right now who came from Lompoc, has been in football in this area as well. And guys like to stay where they played and where they grew up, so they do tend to go back home. It's still not a great situation.
Yeah, well, he was 11-10 here at Hancock. His grandfather actually played at Bakersfield, and he did back in 2005 to 2007. So you had that feeling that at some point in his career, his eye was on going back to Bakersfield.
And Hancock and Bakersfield, whether they're in the same league or not, they've always had a rivalry that has been unwritten. I know from all the years that we've gone to Bakersfield or that they've come here for a football game, it's the Central Coast. It's where people from Bakersfield come to visit. It's where people from Bakersfield come to live. There's a thing between the Central Coast and Bakersfield, and it's not just at the community college level. But when I saw the email and when I found out that Coach Damron was leaving to go to Bakersfield, I wasn't surprised, Greg, because that's where he's from. But it was summer. It was nearing when the kids were already here. They were already on their weight programs on campus trying to do some field and football practice. It wasn't mandatory, but a lot of kids were here. And luckily for Kevin Walthers and Kim Ensing, Rick Aguilar was available, and he's been part of this football program for many years as well.
Oh, yeah, he was all-league player back in the day. So last year, Bakersfield and Hancock played 13-7. Hancock won, got Hancock a three-way tie in that they were able to go on to the Strawberry Bowl and play Moore Park, which they won. Very exciting game, 20-17. So there is a rivalry. Bakersfield's got a huge football history. Five-time national champions. Five-time national champions. That's saying a lot.
That's a big deal. And the Bulldogs just came onto the field. I'll tell you something quick about my experience in Bakersfield whenever I would go there to do the games. And it's been a while. They had a huge press box. A huge press box. I mean, a 3-story press box. And they put me on the roof near the lights with the bugs. So that is something I will always remember because literally all of my work, all of my prep, my notes, my depth chart, my 2 deep, my flip chart, covered in bugs. So then a couple years later we got there, and Brian Dill, the executive producer, said, we're not going to the roof. And we ended up in the stands on the first level, and that was very helpful. No one said we could do it, but I was like, they're not putting me on the roof again. So I have a little something with Bakersfield too, Greg.
Well, I've done a few games from roofs too. And when high school football, the press boxes are smaller. You're not always in the press box, and it just makes another challenge. Is there going to be enough lighting? Is the wind blowing?
Yes.
So anyway, Bulldogs have lost. They're 2-3 on the year, and so they come into this afternoon's game looking to get back on the winning track and maybe getting back into the race for the Northern League Championship.
And I don't know if you noticed. Well, first of all, by the way, Bakersfield won the toss, so they're going to defer the kickoff to the second half. But the Bulldogs have been doing a haka pre-game and post-game when they win, and it's really created a chemistry on the team. Not just the Samoans and the Polynesians, but it's really contagious with everybody and it's created a different vibe and feeling between these football players, and it's a community and an atmosphere that I haven't seen before, and I love it.
Oh, that's crazy. I was at the first game with you in Orange Coast, and as I was going out, they were doing that in the end
Yes.
zone, and it's a performance.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
It's so cool, and it's a lot of fun.
It's got to really unite the team.
Your Bulldogs are wearing their gold pants and their Dodger blue jerseys with their gold numbers outlined in white with the red helmets, Bakersfield, and all white uniforms, black numbers. And I want to mention a little bit about Todd Littlejohn. He's been the head coach for the Renegades since January of 2020. A lot of experience in football. And one of my favorite places that he went, my alma mater. He was a coach at Syracuse for a couple years. He was at UCLA.
Oh, wow.
As assistant at Cal, New Mexico State, and at Prairie View. His longest tenure was 7 years at New Mexico State, and he's been the head coach for the Renegades since January of 2020. Tyler Thompson, the defensive coordinator, another kid that played at Bakersfield and also played a couple of years at the University of Nevada. The Bakersfield coaching staff is stacked, and Seth Damron, who used to be the coach here for the Bulldogs, is the offensive coordinator in Bakersfield, and it's going to be an interesting thing to watch how it works because he knows how Chris Dutra runs his offense.
Well,
and he knows what the Bulldogs do in preparation, and that's not always a great thing for the team that the coach left.
Well, and there's going to be a contrast of styles because Hancock is going to run the ball 253 yards per game, where Bakersfield's 123. So it'll be interesting. We're going to have a passing team versus a rushing team. So short kick here.
And Bakersfield is receiving the ball on a... It's interesting. I thought when the officials said it that Bakersfield had won the toss, but Hancock won the toss. They deferred the kickoff, and on a fair catch, the Renegades will be the first to bring their offense onto the field. We'll see what former head coach of the Bulldogs, offensive coordinator Seth Damron, has planned for his Renegades. Carson Woods, the quarterback for the Renegades, they call him the Gades, is a freshman out of Liberty High School. He's a local from Bakersfield. And they will start 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. What a day for football. Welcome in to Allen Hancock College football. Right away, he wants to pass. Looking at the middle of the field.
Oh.
And a great catch, if they say he caught it, by Mackay Smith, the freshman, and he did. He reached out and caught it. What a catch. Held on to it just as he fell down. The freshman out of Louisville High School, Louisville, Kentucky. And it's a first down, but they're bringing it back because of a flag against the Renegades.
Oh, that's a huge break for Hancock as he made a super catch. He caught it down about his knees and controlled the ball. I had the glasses right on him. It did not touch the turf, but break for the Bulldogs.
He had a nice dive. He reached out for it, and it's a penalty against the Renegades. No penalty. They're bringing it back. 2nd and 10. They're saying it wasn't a catch. Oh, my goodness. Starting off strong. The Bulldogs are fired up on the sideline.
Well, it looked like a catch to me, and I had the glasses right on.
Yeah,
the
you
guy.
did. Jalen
right
Hankins was the ball carrier for the Renegades. Maybe gained about a half a yard. It'll be a 3rd down and 9 for the Renegades. Coming into the game 3-2, 1-1 in Northern League. Just like you mentioned, Greg, they lost to Golden West to open up the season. Then they beat Long Beach, San Bernardino, and Antelope Valley, and then lost to El Camino, Antelope Valley and El Camino, both league games, so they're 1-1. 3rd and 9 for the Renegades. Woods from the shotgun, looking to pass again. This time it's complete, not enough for a first down. Nice coverage by the Bulldog defensive backs.
Well, Adrius Odom was all over that, and a little swing pass out in the left flat, but really not much doing.
Darius Odom, one of the leaders, the sophomore out of Flomaton High School in Alabama, 13 tackles coming into the game, 3 assists. And it's a 4th and 2.
Well, I gave him a little more yardage than I thought he got there.
Looks like they might be going for it. It's a risky play. at the 33-yard line. If they don't convert this, it'll give the Bulldogs great field position.
He's probably trying to draw him offside.
Yep, using the entire play clock. And the Bakersfield Renegades took their first timeout of the first half. Really interesting. Let's keep it here. We're not going to go to break because both of us saw that pass and looked like it. You know what happened when he landed? It might have bounced. So he didn't have full control of the ball because I thought, oh, is it a penalty? No, they actually said that he didn't catch the ball.
The official closest to him said catch.
I know.
The guy way over here on the
goodness.
sideline, 30 yards away.
That's not a good sign for how our day's going to go, Greg.
No, well, it's good because it was against Bakersfield.
Right, but I'm just saying, you always want a tightly officiated game. If it starts off like that on the first set of downs.
Well, officiating is hard now
It
because
sure is.
there's a shortage of officials.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And
okay.
that's why they're playing a lot of Thursday, Friday, Saturday high school games because they can't get officials.
I did not even know that. Do you have some free time? You got a striped shirt? You can
no, I would not want to do that.
And now the punting team comes in with 13-14 remaining in the first quarter. And they're going to let it bounce. A very short punt that bounces exactly at midfield at the 50 and then rolls all the way to the 37. Makai Puga didn't even feel the ball. It bounced 20 yards, 15 yards in front of him, right at the 50-yard line, and the Bulldogs will take over for their first set of downs offensively. The Bulldogs, 2-3 on the year, 1-1 in conference play. They beat Orange Coast to open up the season, then lost at East LA, to Mount Sac, and then at Ventura, and then beat Moore Park. Ventura and Moore Park, their 2 league games. They're now 1-1 in conference play. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs to open up their first offensive possession of Game 6 of the season. It's going to be Clavel from the shotgun. A nice complete pass right away to Michael Jordan Jr., the sophomore defensive back, coming into the game, 2 catches and 48 yards, and that's a gain of 6-7 for the Bulldogs.
Well, it's interesting because Bulldogs' offense is based on the run, and Cravel's first play of the game is a pass.
That's not usual. It worked. A.J. Masunu in as a blocking back. This one goes to Ferrari Busby. Nice spin move. He's tackled near the sticks. It might not be enough for a first down, but it'll be close. See where the officials, they're moving him. It's a Bulldog first down on the Ferrari Busby run.
Well, Busby did make a nice move, and it was able to get free and get a little more yardage, so it'll be a first down for the Bulldogs.
Busby, the sophomore out of Desert Pines High School in Las Vegas, 47 carries coming into the game, 177 yards and a touchdown, 1 fumble, and also a receiving touchdown for the Bulldogs. It's 1st and 10 from the 47. This one is a pass to Martinez. It's caught. And Martinez dives a little bit, and that's a nice gain for that first down.
Yeah, it's about an 8-yard pickup there, CJ, and another nice spin move there by Martinez. Well, we'll say 7, 2nd down and 7 here.
Sometimes that bye weekend, which the Bulldogs just had, helps the players get healthy and a little extra preparation for a big game against the Renegades. It's a gain of 6, long 6, 2nd down. This time, Clavel under center. In motion goes Puga.
45.
And it looks like Masunu, the ball carrier, blocking back the sophomore. 5'10", 225 with another Bulldog first down.
Well, a nice run by Masuna. He broke that line of scrimmage, and there was a nice hole created there. And it's going to be a first down as the Bulldogs are now in the Bakersfield territory there at the 37.
Freshman Caden Harris coming into the game. He is the running back with the most statistics, used a lot by Chris Dutra and Aguilar, and offensively at over almost 400 yards coming in from Silverado High School in Las Vegas. This time it's a pass play again. He finds Martinez. Martinez finds some room, and it's another Bulldog first down as he's tackled at the 20.
Well, the Bulldogs come out and they're passing the ball. So
wow.
What's going on here?
Surprise. Doesn't bother me.
Well, the other thing about Martinez is he's from Rigetti High School, so he's a local kid. So
Interesting as well, Greg. This season with 7 league matches as opposed to the past 5, it's right around 5 games where the teams are figuring out who's going to be doing what and what's working and what's not. And here we are in game 6, and it's working. This time it's Busby right up the middle. He finds a little bit of a hole. With a 7-game league season, things are shifting in community college football, especially in California, because it always was a 5-game non-league season. And this time, this is different because in game 6, seems like they're figuring it out, at least so far.
well, it doesn't give you an opportunity to experiment with 3
Not
non-league
as much,
games.
right, not as much, it's
so
true.
You've got to focus on what you're going to do in that regular season.
Busby, a 5-yard gain. This time it's Harris. Harris running to the right, he's being chased. And it looks like he's tackled, but he does have another Bulldog first down.
Looks like he's out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. So a very nice drive for the Bulldogs to start this ball game. And they're mixing up the plays beautifully here. And you got to think Damon has got to have a little influence on this because they're going to go like, okay, what we normally do, well, we're going to run,
they're trying to confuse their former head coach,
right?
The offensive coordinator.
Because you know, there's been a lot of discussion about.
I bet there has.
tendencies.
First and goal from the 5. Clavel's under center. Gives it to Busby. Busby running to the left. He's still up, close to the goal line, but not enough. That second effort gave him another almost 2 yards.
Yeah, they're right down at, well, about the 2-yard line now.
A 3-yard gain on the play, and here comes Caden Harris doing what the Bulldogs do, using usually a 2 or 3 running back system. But as you said, there's some variety on this offense today with Clavel passing the ball a little. Second and goal. And this one, Harris into the end zone for a touchdown. Caden Harris, his 5th touchdown of the year.
Well, just went off left tackle, big hole, and easily walked in for the touchdown. You know, the interesting thing about Hancock, they play that traditional I formation when they run the ball. You don't see that very much.
You don't
usually
expect it.
See one back in the backfield anymore.
And here comes Aroth Acosta. He's 21 of 21 in extra points this season. The sophomore out of Pioneer Valley High School, another local kid. Bulldogs on the board first. Acosta with a kick. There is some wind today, but it doesn't affect his point after. And the Bulldogs lead it 7-0 with 8:22 remaining in the first quarter. You're listening to Bulldog Football at ahcbulldogs.com. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. If you're joining us late, you missed it. First touchdown of the game, and it's the Bulldogs, Caden Harris. We're calling it a 1-yard touchdown run. What a great drive for the Bulldogs. Their first offensive series of the game. Passes, run plays, first downs, and the Bulldogs look strong here in the first quarter. Aroth Acosta kicks it into the end zone. You made a good point. They're probably trying to shake it up a little with former head coach Seth Damron on the other side of the field.
Yeah, you know, he's been here for head coach for 2 years, so, and he knows some of these players.
He
Obviously,
does.
he recruited a bunch
Yep.
of them.
Yep.
So
It'll make it interesting for sure.
Coach Aguilar is going to say, okay, we should run here, maybe we should pass. So it'll be interesting to see. There's a great mix of plays for the Bulldogs to march right down the field. I don't think they had a negative play in the drive either.
And Dutra, who's been with this program longer than he hasn't, is now the associate head coach as well as the offensive coordinator. He's got some tricks up his sleeves for the Renegades and former head coach Seth Damron.
Wow.
A quick handoff, and the defensive line was ready for that. They were waiting for that.
98.
That was Reynold Uti, the freshman out of Leon High School in American Samoa. He's already got 1 sack this season, and he knew exactly what Carson Woods was doing on that play, and it's a loss of 1 yard. It'll be 2nd and 11 for the Gades. This pass was intended again for Smith, and it's a little short, but it could have been because of the wind. He turned around, and the ball was right below by his ankles.
Well, the wind is blowing out of the west across the field here, and he got sort of a knuckleball there on that one. So
it's a wind-aided broadcast.
Not as bad as it can be, though.
It's early.
Yeah.
Greg, don't jinx it.
Yeah. I did last time I was
3rd and long for Bakersfield. Woods finds a receiver all alone at the 35-yard line for a complete pass, and a first down. That was Smith again, and he finds his way all the way to the 44-yard line. Bakersfield moving the ball here early in the first quarter.
Well, Woods has completed almost 68% of his passes, and he's thrown for over 1,100 yards. So you know he's going to throw the ball. He's thrown. Good thing is he's thrown 8 touchdowns, but he's also thrown 4 interceptions.
1st and 10 from the 45. He's in the shotgun and gives it to Jordan Norwood. Norwood runs to the left side of the pack, and I don't think he gets much of anything.
I think he lost a couple yards, CJ, on that. 92 for the...
Prothro on the tackle, Darian Prothro, the freshman out of Jacksonville High School. He's already got 3 sacks this season. And loss of a yard on the play. Renegades 2nd and 11 from their own 44. He's in the shotgun. Another run play. This time it's Hankins. Hankins dives through the middle of the pack for a gain of 4 yards.
Well, they did a little read option that time by Woods, and they do a lot of that. Woods, pretty good ball handler back there, and so it's going to bring up another passing situation here for the Renegades.
3rd and 7, 2 wide receivers on the near side, 1 on the far and 1 back in the slot. A quick pass, but not enough for a first down. It's complete to Sebastian Solis. That's his first catch of the year. Kid out of Santa Paula High School.
Well, that's a local, somewhat local.
Ish. Yeah, ish. Right.
Ish. Closer than Bakersfield. Well, they're going to go for it on 4th here, CJ.
Unless they're going to do what they did earlier, but I think it's too early in the game to use up 2 timeouts if you don't want to, if you don't have to. You only get 3 a half.
Well, he might take a penalty, too, because
of field position. It's
right.
4th and 3. Play clock's down to 7. Pass play, near side, complete to Amato. And Bakersfield made the right choice, and the Renegades have a first down.
Well, that's a play that you have to have dialed up on a 4th down. D'Amato, he has 2 touchdowns on the year. He has 16 receptions and 308 yards. So nice little outplay and a pickup of a first down, and they're at the 42 of the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs lead at 7-0 with just over 5 minutes remaining in the first. Woods gives it to Hankins. Oh no, it's a play action. Nearly intercepted both the wide receiver, and I think it was a Darius Odom again. They both jumped up. Neither came down with the ball. It'll be a 2nd and 10.
Well, the wind definitely affected that pass as he tried to sort of float it out there, and then it sort of was a knuckleball. And Odom almost came up with a super interception there, but just batted it away.
He did jump a little higher than the wide receiver. 2nd and 10. Norwood. You know, Keyshawn Pua, a kid out of Napomo High School, the sophomore, it seems like he is in on every single tackle for the Bulldogs on defense. He's got 22 solos and 13 assists this season already, and he is everywhere.
Well, I saw him play at Napomo High School, and there's a long list of Puas that have played there, and they're all linebackers and defensive-oriented players.
3rd and short. This time it's Norwood, and he doesn't get much of anything. Probably back to that line of scrimmage, and it'll be a 4th and short. Will the Bakersfield Renegades go for it again?
Well, sure, if they went for it at the 49,
Yes.
they're going to go for it for sure. Here, so good defense by the Bulldogs, maybe a half a yard pickup, so a critical 4th down here.
No running back in the backfield. Woods is all alone.
Wow.
2 wide receivers on the near side and 3 on the far side. 4th and 2. Calling out the plays to the line of scrimmage. Talking to his wide receivers on the west side. And that one is a quick play. It's a pass. Marshall, the wide receiver, makes the play, and I'm not sure if he got enough, but it looks like, yep, they're moving the sticks. Xavier Marshall, the sophomore, with a catch and another Renegade first down.
Well,
Another local kid from Garces High School in Bakersfield.
Well, just a quick slant pattern on that call there, and he easily got the first down. So a sustaining drive here for the Renegades. They're at the 30 of Hancock.
1st and 10, Hankins in the backfield. Woods listening to something from offensive coordinator Seth Damron on the sideline. Talking to his receivers, 2 on the near side.
Whoa.
He gives it to, woo, Norwood. I could hear that hit from up here.
Made the tackle. Okay.
Sir Halle with the tackle for the Bulldogs.
Well, that was the name I was hoping we were going to call today.
There you go. It's
Sir
been called.
Halle, or Hale, maybe. So a loss of a couple on that one, CJ.
2nd and 12. Rolling to the right is Woods. Wants to pass, and it's complete to Jalen Richmond. And there's a flag on the play.
Not sure what the call is there. Now there's 2 flags. There's one on the opposite side of the field too. So see what the referees sort out here. Bulldogs will be at home, or excuse me, they'll be playing Canyons at home next week. That's going to be a big game because Canyons, I think, is undefeated in league play here. So
They're at Canyons. No foul. They're waving off the flag. The next home game for the Bulldogs will be the 28th with the Vaqueros of Santa Barbara coming to town on Halloween weekend.
and it'll be Military Appreciation Day. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down in less than a yard here.
2:07 remaining in the first. There's a new quarterback in for Bakersfield.
Number 12.
Levi Manning. He's not even on the depth chart. Levi Manning getting his first look of the game, the freshman at a Centennial High School. And now he's leaving the field. So it was one play.
Well, they were trying to do some kind of wildcat formation
Something
there.
Something different.
But he got no gain on the play, and once again, it's a 4th down in less than a yard, CJ. So it's the 3rd time in this drive that the Bakersfield has faced a 4th down and short.
And they're going for it. This time it's Woods.
Well, on
And he's got backs on each side of him, and they look confused. And Seth Damron's talking to his offense. And Bakersfield has to use their second timeout of the first half with 1:15 remaining. Bulldogs up 7-0. We'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to Bulldog Football at ahcbulldogs.com. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. Bakersfield threatening here with 1:15 remaining in the first half. 4th and short. Woods rolling to the right, and a pass complete to Hankins for another Renegade first down on a 4th and short.
Well, they've had 3 4th and shorts they've converted. Coming into today's game, CJ, 9 of 14. That's 64% conversion rate.
That is, in any level of football, that's pretty incredible.
Right. They're better than they are on 3rd down conversion rates.
It'll be a 1st and goal for the Renegades.
Well, even more scary is that they're 17 out of 20 when they get in the red zone. That's 85% of the time they're scoring.
Less than 40 seconds. Hankins. We were talking about this in the timeout. As you said earlier in the quarter, they're doing different things to maybe confuse Damron because he was just here. But what Damron and his offense and Bakersfield are doing as well to the Bulldogs. Also, a little game of cat and mouse.
Yeah, well, it goes both directions, and it's all fair in love and war.
2nd and goal. Woods, once again, he gives it to Hankins. And the quarter has ended. Bulldogs, after 1 quarter of play, they lead Bakersfield 7-0. You are listening to Bulldog Football at ahcbulldogs.com. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. CJ Silas alongside Greg Pensa, bringing you all the play-by-play coverage of Bulldog football in this 2023 season. The Renegades of Bakersfield on a 3rd and goal from the 9. Woods, the pass was tipped a little bit, but Hankins still caught it.
Well, he had to loop it over the Bulldog defender.
I think he got a piece of it.
Yeah, he might have tipped it a little bit. It's going to bring up a 4th down here. And let's see where they spot the ball.
It looks like it's at around the 4.
Okay, so.
And you had some pretty cool statistics. I mean, if you're a Bakersfield fan.
Yeah, they've scored 17 out of 20 touchdowns. That's 85%.
In the red zone.
In the red zone.
Wow.
So hopefully we'll buck the averages here.
That's success. Look at, he's keeping it.
No.
It's Woods, and it's not enough. Levi Manning came in to quarterback that play, and of course Keyshawn Pua was one of those in on the tackle, and even though you had all these beautiful statistics inside the red zone for Bakersfield, the Bulldogs were ready for it.
I said they were going to buck the trend.
Yeah.
So. Well, Woods is not a very good runner.
That's why they brought Levi Manning in to run the ball.
Yeah. So, but I think that's sort of giving you a red flag here. This guy's coming in to run the Wildcat.
The
What do you think
Bulldogs,
he's going to do?
right? The Bulldogs take over and he was not in the stats before this game today.
Yeah, so that's another twist.
And that happens with
Damrod's put into the
little,
mix here today.
A little secret weapon. Bulldogs, a 1st and 10 from the 4, just trying to get it away from the goal line. And John Allen, who didn't play in the game last week, was the ball carrier, and he was still standing in a big packet. Football
might have
players.
got enough yardage for a first, and it is a first
I think
down.
he did. John Allen comes back in, and it's a Bulldog first down. Usually on a play like that, when you're at the 4, you just want to get away from the end zone. But my gosh, they wanted a little more than that, and it worked.
Well, they talk about that brotherly shove that Philadelphia Eagles do.
They've been
That's sort of what was going on there.
They're talking about trying to get rid of it in the NFL.
They should.
Allen again with the ball. John Allen didn't get a touch in the first half, didn't play 2 weeks ago. He was out with an injury. There was a bye last week, and we talk about it. Sometimes when there's an injury, that extra week gives you some time to get healthy.
Well, Allen's got a great average run. He's 6.1 on the year, so he's picking up some good yardage, although he's only had 154 total yards and a couple of touchdowns.
And the Bulldogs won on the road at Moore Park 2 weeks ago without him, and then they didn't play with him when they were at home, and so he had a good time to get himself healthy. 2nd and 7. This is Harris. Harris finds some room, crosses the 30, and another Bulldog first down.
Harris did a nice job on that run. It looked like he was going to be tackled for a loss, but after he broke out of that first tackle, there was some yardage to be gained along the sideline, and it's another first down.
Tackled by Jordan Richburg, the sophomore out of Myers Park High School in North Carolina. Bulldogs have a first down from their own 31. Busby got a lot of the call in the first quarter. John Allen starting out here in the second quarter, along with Caden Harris, who I think just got the ball.
Well, the Bulldogs do a good job of rotating the running backs, keeping their running backs fresh. And that was number...
Donovan Foster made the tackle. Got Metaliki to Po'u. And Busby back in the game. Clavel wants to pass it. Intercepted by Tyrone Wilson Jr. He was looking for Alex Sutton, and Alex is still running all the way across the field.
Wow.
Actually, no, I think that was intended for Tupo'u. And he
well, a
ran.
nice return because he caught that back here at the 40.
Crossed the entire field.
Yeah, football field's 53 yards, and he ran 53 yards plus because it's all the way down. Where'd they spot the ball?
Interception. His first interception of the season. A Bakersfield kid, Wilson Jr. out of South High School.
40, so 10,
Are you doing the math
30,
right now?
40-yard return
Nice,
on that.
good. You know what? When they told me you were going to work with me, I was glad because they told me I had a mathematician coming on to help. Thank you so much. I'm grateful.
Always try.
Don't
to
ask
look.
me to do the math, Greg Pensa.
Okay.
1st and 10 for Bakersfield with better field position than you want to see. Pass play, it looks like overthrown. Looked like it was intended for Richmond.
Well, good coverage by the Bulldogs. He was double teamed that time. But
Aaron Small Jr. was there.
Once again, we've got that wind blowing, and he floated that ball, and I think it just sort of took off on him that time.
Defensively, Greg, one of the leaders on the defense, Mike Mills, is out for the game. He could be out for the year with an injury, the sophomore. And also Isaac Fa'agata. I saw him walking around the sideline, not in his uniform, and he's a big part of this defense. And they're handling it right now. Jordan Norwood. Aaron Small Jr. again on the tackle, the sophomore. And it looks like it could be. Oh. No, not enough for a first down.
Okay, well,
a gain of about 6, maybe 7.
Gave you the wrong signal. I thought he signaled first down.
I'm not
there.
mad at you, Greg. Nobody saw it. You just tattled on yourself.
I know. Well, a big turnaround here.
It is. That interception could be a momentum shift. Let's see if the defense can step up.
Ooh. Get him.
Daylon Leach.
Oh, my goodness.
Daylon Leach was in motion, and he knew how to scurry, that's for sure.
Well, he had eluded at least half a dozen tackles there, CJ, and he reversed his field.
And finally, it was Aaron Small Jr. again. He's got 5 tackles, 3 assists, and an interception coming into the game for the Bulldogs. PK Yonge High School in Gainesville, Florida. Small Jr. is a sophomore, and he's trying to make up for the loss of Mike Mills.
So we've got another 4th down here.
And they're going for it.
Renegades actually lost a yard with all of that commotion going on out there.
Play clock's down to 7. 4th and 5. Woods looking at what a play. Batted down.
Number 0.
Oh, Trent Kimmel. Trent Kimmel batted the ball down. There is a flag on the play. And you saw there was a little bit of talking going on between one of the wide receivers and the defensive backs. And one of the linemen came over to pull his teammate away. Trouble is not what they need right now. Eldon Madden.
Well, that's on a 4th down play, so you're hoping.
A penalty
oh, my goodness.
Against the Bulldogs after the play.
And a super defensive play there by the Bulldogs, tipping the ball away, but he had to say something to the guy that he
after
defended.
the play. And that's why the Bakersfield lineman came over to grab his wide receiver so there was no trouble.
Yeah, that looked like there might be some blows thrown there.
Well, there weren't, so that's good.
Yeah. But now it's a 1st down when it should have been 4th down in Bulldog ball. So that's a critical mistake by the Hancock defensive player.
But wait, it is a Bulldog offense. The Bulldog offense is on the field.
Oh, so they called the penalty after the play.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's 1st and 10 Bulldogs.
Okay. Well, I feel better now.
We were worried about you. We were calling in help. Medic! Bulldogs take over on downs.
Ooh. Nice.
JP Luketu, his first carry of the game, tackled by Julian Smith. Luketu, a nice run, and about a 6-yard gain. Luketu, the sophomore out of Aurora, Colorado, an 8-yard gain, almost 9.
Well, the one thing about Hancock is they rotate those backs in there, so
They
you don't get comfortable with a certain guy back there, and it brings different styles of play.
It sure does. And for some reason, A.J. Vele, the quarterback, was coming in for a moment. But the Bulldogs will take a timeout, their first of the first half, with 9:26 remaining in the first half. Bulldogs lead at 7-0. You're listening to Bulldog Football at ahcbulldogs.com.
Booth, 10th. First.
Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. It's a 2nd and short for the Bulldogs. A.J. Valet is in to call the plays. I don't see Clavel in the trainer's tent. We'll see what happens here. A nice run by Caden Harris, and it's a Bulldog 1st down.
Well, Lavelle's out of Bishop High School in Santa Barbara. Really has not seen much time when you look at the statistics on the season. The first game we did, there was a lot of back and forth between Lavelle and...
It's Vele still in at the quarterback position. He's the freshman out of Bishop Diego High School from Santa Barbara. And it's a 1st and 10. And here he is running the plays. It's a high snap, but he holds on to it. The lefty gets a pass play off, and it's complete to Martinez, and another Bulldog 1st down.
Well, nice grab by Martinez. That was down around his ankles. He was able to catch the ball. If he'd have kept his momentum, he would have been off to the races for a touchdown. But just a hair underthrown, Martinez made a nice grab.
I have to say, I think you were onto something with both sides of the offense trying to throw some different things into the mix because of Damron's knowledge of the Bulldog football program, because Valet is in now, and he had only thrown 3 passes all year. He gives it to Harris. And he's tackled by Logan Bowers, another Bakersfield kid, sophomore. 22 tackles, 9 assists, and a sack. Bowers, 6'1", 220 from Garces High School.
Well, he made a nice tackle around the ankles there, and about a yard loss on the play. Well, Rigetti played Garza High School this year. I never had heard of Garza High School before this year, but
Garces.
They're out of the
2nd and 9. Bulldogs on their own 41. In motion goes Puga. Valet wants to throw, but he's keeping it, tries to run, and he loses a couple yards. And one of the defensive linemen, his helmet comes off, Joshua Macon, so he has to leave the game for a play.
Well, he was looking towards Martinez, and that got sealed off. Instead of just throwing the ball away, he tried to run and lost a few yards.
I like watching lefty quarterbacks. You don't see it very often.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Well, there used to be a great lefty quarterback over at St. Joseph High School, Mark Burnell.
Oh, yes.
And I saw him play in high school. He played for Jacksonville, and big tradition at St. Joseph with the Burnell family. So, yeah, they just seem to be smoother when they throw the ball, those left-handed quarterbacks.
Yeah, left-handed people just are smoother. 3rd and 9. Petaway in motion. Harris, nice run, crossing midfield, and another Bulldog 1st down for Caden Harris.
Nice draw play that time, called by the Bulldogs, and Harris set it up perfectly. Big hole on the left side, and a 1st down for Hancock.
A lot of numbers being called offensively for the Bulldogs, and I think you were onto something. 1st and 10 now from the Renegades 49. 6 minutes, 14 seconds on the clock. Bulldogs with a 7-0 lead.
Well, I see Gravel here on the sideline.
Yep. Luquetu.
Well, Bakersfield did a great job that time of stringing the play out. Luquetu cut back, maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage. So as our theme today has sort of been, what is Hancock going to do to throw the Bakersfield off? Gravel, who's a passer, he's healthy, standing on the sideline with his helmet off. So Coach Aguilar is maybe trying to
do something different, yeah.
Well,
Jackson Lamb and Jordan Richburg on the tackle. There's a penalty against the Bulldogs. And it's a 10-yarder, 15-yard penalty.
Ooh.
Ball's now at the 36-yard line. Now this shifts it for the Bulldogs. You have to change your play calling.
Yeah, you got to get all the way down to the 40-yard line of Bakersfield. They got 14, 24 yards.
There you go.
Here.
You're doing math again.
Yeah.
Jeez, you're really impressive.
First
They told
and
me
24.
you were smart.
1st and 24.
Valet downfield looking for Martinez. And it looks like got a Bakersfield interception. Both Martinez and the DB were a little handsy with each other. Interception.
Well, a good job by the Bakersfield defender coming back to make that interception.
Jordan Richburg, his first interception of the season. And the Renegades take over on the turnover, still trailing by 7. 1 timeout remaining in this first half with 5.5 minutes left to play.
Well, the second interception of the day. And once again, CJ, the wind has shifted a little bit. It was more straight across the field, and that one got hung up a little bit.
Woods.
Ooh.
Quick pass to Leach. And Trimmel with the Trent Kimmel. What a great play. Sophomore from Oklahoma.
Well, he was right on that one.
Yeah, he was ready for it. 6'2", 205. 6-yard gain on the catch. Another one. A quickie to Leach.
Well, Leach is a little jitterbug. He was the one that had that run where he eluded about 4 Hancock tacklers earlier. But one thing I've noticed, and I don't know if he does it, I think he does it every time. Before, when Woods wants the ball, he's slapping his hands. And I'm just waiting for Hancock to level him after one of those. You know, they're going to time it.
They might.
But, you know, maybe he's doing that, and then when it's 4th and 1, he'll clap his hands and pull the Bulldogs off.
Maybe. 1st and 10 for the Renegades on their own 46. Mankins the ball carrier. Darian Prothro makes the tackle for the Bulldogs. Nizon Siumalo also in on the tackle. A gain of 2. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. Sorry about the technical difficulties. It's a 4th and 8 for the Renegades.
Of course, they called a timeout just as we come back. Well, the biggest play of the game for the Bulldogs was stopping Bakersfield down at the 4-yard line.
Just right after we had given their red zone statistics.
Yes.
That was huge.
Yeah, so I jinxed them in our direction. But then the Bulldogs were able to get some ground. So it's 7-0. Bulldogs come out on their first drive, mix up the plays, and go in for a score. And since then, besides Bakersfield threatening on the 4-yard line on a 4th down, a lot of the game's been played in the middle of the field here.
Which is kind of exciting, and it's good football.
Well, Bakersfield's getting a lot of yardage here, but they're not
going
getting
back
into
and
the
forth,
end zone.
like, from the 20 to the 20.
And they've got 2 interceptions, so they've stymied the Bulldogs a couple times here. I think there's only been 1 punt in the game so far.
And Bakersfield used its last time out of this half. The Bulldogs still have 2. And it's got 1:19 on the clock. Not much more time here in the first half. And we lost maybe about 5 minutes of our broadcast. But guess what? We didn't miss a big score or a huge defensive
and Bakersfield
play.
had the ball, so
yeah.
our fans that are listening
well,
to
the
hear
Bakersfield fans are listening too, just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a big Bakersfield following. 4th and 8. Woods looking for Smith, incomplete. And another turnover on downs for the Bulldogs. Defensively, you got to be proud of what you're doing today so far.
Carson Woods had a little mustard on that one, a little high, and
what do you mean by mustard? I mean, I have no idea what you mean by that. Ketchup?
No.
But
I mean, that's a hard throw.
Barbecue sauce?
Yeah. It was a high throw. It was hard.
Oh, my gosh.
Mustard?
I was like,
that's
Greg.
a baseball term. Haven't you heard of somebody saying they got a little mustard on the ball? Your spotter over here shaking his head. Yes.
Mustard?
Yes.
Oh, the cliches. The cliches.
Okay.
It's okay. I'm glad you're here, Greg, because somebody's got to do it. I told that to Terry Veal 2 weeks ago. I said somebody has to do it. Bulldogs, 1st and 10. From their own 39.
16.
And it was Busby on the run. He gets 5 yards, and it's second.
Or under a minute.
Yeah, with less than a minute, but 2 timeouts if they want to keep going. Valet looking to pass, looking for Puga, incomplete.
Well, Valet, after that first game, really has not seen much action.
No.
He's only thrown 3 passes. He's thrown more passes in this first half than he has in the previous 5 games.
And I have not seen Clavel at the trainer's tent or anything. I think it is what you said. I think it's just to confuse the Renegades. That one is Allen. He gets hit pretty nicely.
Well, I think the Bulldogs are just going to let the clock run here. They've got timeouts that they could use, and they're not using them. So and they might not even punt this ball because it's down to.
The play clock is at 22. The game clock's at 24. So
I wouldn't even punt the ball. I'd take a penalty.
take the penalty?
Sure. Why give them a
That's
chance?
why you're up here, Greg. I always tease my color commentators. I hope you don't mind. I
No,
just like
that's
to have
good.
fun. It's never with malice. Bulldogs with a nice first half defensively. And probably the biggest play, even bigger than the touchdown, is that defensive stop inside the 5 where the Bulldogs held Bakersfield. So they didn't want to take the penalty. Instead, they took their second time out of the first half with 4.2 seconds remaining in this first half. That's probably the most significant play we've seen today. And Robbie Fukuhara, the defensive coordinator for the Bulldogs, should be pretty darn proud of his team so far.
Yeah, well, and he's got to have some tendencies that he knows Damron's going to do too. So there's a little behind-the-scenes chess match going on here
Yeah, I
today.
think you're right. I think you're right.
You know, and they're friends. They probably had a few beers after the games, and so there's going to be a little razzing maybe afterwards.
Listen, they don't drink. Nobody
Why did you
drinks.
call that play at 3rd down and 2? And
For a
you know,
couple
I
of
knew
years.
you were, yeah, I knew you were going to do that, so I stacked my line. So,
They might tonight.
yeah.
No, I think Bakersfield drives back pretty quick. Yeah, we always used to drive back and forth. We never stayed over.
No.
Yeah, oh my gosh, with the coffee and the sunflower seeds and the comedy on the radio. 4th and 5.
So
It's
they're
going to
just
run
gonna
this
take a
clock
knee.
out.
Oh,
Or
well,
they're
don't
going to
do
fumble
that.
it.
Yeah.
Valet fumbles it, recovers his own fumble. And there's 0.8 seconds remaining.
Oh, no.
Oh, goodness.
Last night I did Paso Robles San Ynez football. 1 second left in the first half. They're on the 40. The guy throws it into the end zone.
Stop
Hail
it.
Mary.
Stop
Touchdown.
it. Oh, wow. Sheesh. This
So
is
we got 8
point-
tenths of a
Oh, they
second.
put a couple seconds back on the
Oh,
clock.
okay. Uh-oh.
2 seconds.
This is scary because they're at the 40 of Hancock. And Woods is a passer, so
They're getting ready for it.
yeah.
They've got the package in.
Yeah. 3 deep. Doing a 4-3-4 here.
Yeah.
And now Hancock's going to take another timeout. So
Oh, my goodness. Don't say anything important, Greg. We need to save it for the second half.
I'm going to check my
So was that game in San Ynez, or
No, it was up
you
at
drove to
Paso.
Paso?
beautiful place
Do you-
to call a football game because there's no track. You're right on the field.
Do you do high school every weekend?
Yeah, I do San Ynez football.
I did not.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, we probably talked about that the first time you did the game with
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
That's fun. What station is it on?
KUHL 1440, and you can stream it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same station that's owned by
Night
ESPN,
broadcast.
right?
Yeah.
Oh,
night
no,
broad-
it's Knight. Okay,
yeah, Knight
Knight in
broad-
Santa Barbara County.
Right, he's got
Michael Knight,
no
right?
Sean Knight.
Sean Knight.
He's passed away, but his wife owns it now. He's got Crazy Country.
Yes,
He's got
okay.
Mix 96.7 in the Valley.
Got
He's
it,
got
got it.
KUHL. He's got 4 radio stations.
Is it a news station or is it a sports
Yeah, it's a
station?
news
It's
station.
news. Okay. And they've got Greg Pensa.
Yeah.
Are you play-by-play or color?
I do both.
You're alone.
No.
Oh.
I got.
You take turns?
Yes, we
Okay.
switched halves.
Oh, right, okay.
So let's see what happens here in the last.
In the last 2
Ooh,
seconds.
Well, nothing.
Not much. We will now head, we won't, but they will, head to the locker room. Bulldogs holding on to a 7-0 lead. We will bring you your first half statistics. I do want to take a minute to thank the sponsors for Allen Hancock College football: Giffen Equipment, Cap Shack, Oxford Suites in Pismo Beach, Me and Ed's Pizza, Mountain Mike's Pizza, Community Bank of Santa Maria, and Home Motors Chevrolet. Thank you for your support of Bulldog football. We'll take time out. You can enjoy the halftime festivities, and we'll bring you first half statistics when we come back. For Greg Pensa, I'm CJ Silas. The Bulldogs lead at 7-0. You're listening to Bulldog Football at ahcbulldogs.com. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. The Bulldogs with a 7-0 lead over the visiting Renegades of Bakersfield College. Alongside Greg Pensa, I am CJ Silas. Thank you to Brian Dill, our executive producer, talent manager, and he is the chef of the football broadcasts. Always bringing in a nice spread today with the it was just incredible. The Italian flair on his tri-tip sandwich was just delicious. It was almost like bruschetta. Hey, Greg, speaking of delicious, why don't you share with us the first half statistics for the Bulldogs and the Renegades?
Okay, so Hancock, 88 yards rushing, 4 for 7 on passing for 44 yards, 132 yards total offense. Bakersfield, only 27 yards on 16 carries rushing, 12 of 20 passing, 83 yards. So 110 yards for the Renegades, 132 for the Bulldogs. Bakersfield ran 37 plays. Bulldogs only ran 25. Time of possession, Bulldogs had it for 13 minutes, basically 17 minutes for Bakersfield. But the big statistic is in the red zone, where Bakersfield has been very successful this year, 0 for 2. And the biggest play of the first half was when Hancock stopped the Renegades at the 4-yard line on the 4th down and goal to go. Bulldogs 1 for 1 in the red zone. So 7-0 our score. Pretty evenly matched game. Bakersfield threatened twice and could not score. So 7-0 on the opening drive. And that's where we stand, 7-0 as we're ready to start the third quarter.
I do hate to jinx it. But did you notice the penalties?
I did not look at the penalties.
Well, look at the penalties for a second. Because I was wondering during halftime when I was eating Brian Dill's amazing Italian buffet, I realized that the game had gone a little quicker than normal. Well, guess why? Because there was only 2 penalties in the entire first half. 2 penalties, both against Hancock for 20 yards. It's almost like a miracle. It's a Christmas frigging miracle.
Now you're going to jinx it.
No, I'm not. It's so big. It's such an important thing to look at. I just wanted to say, normally, we're seeing a lot more penalties on both sides of the football, and I didn't recognize if you recognized.
Well, we're in the 6th game of the season, too,
Yes.
so hopefully those timing, offsides, jumping before the snap, that should all be cleared up at this point of the season.
You're right, Greg. What an optimist. Are you the... Oh, Greg's the president of the Optimist Club of Santa Ynez Valley. I knew I recognized you from somewhere. The football players are coming back to the field. Bulldogs lead it 7-0, and because the Bulldogs won the coin toss that I missed and got it incorrect, I corrected myself just in time, and here we are with the second half of play, and the Bulldogs will receive the kick beginning here in the second half. They will move. They will move in, and here comes the caveat. The sun at this time of the game does tend to be a factor, and the Bulldogs will start the third quarter moving from left to right, and the Renegades from right to left. I would say the players of the game so far in this football game, it's got to be Darius Odom on defense for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he's had a couple of breakups. Let me see if I can find Odom here.
A tackle, 2 solos.
Yeah. Puaz, though, the leading tackler
Always.
with 5.
Yes, he
and
has
Trent
5.
Kimball, 2 breakups and 4 tackles. So solid defense by the Bulldogs.
The
for
whole
sure.
team, really. It's
Yeah.
all 11 guys on that side of the football, and Coach Robbie Fukuhara should be proud of the way that those Bulldogs came out. First quarter has been a slower start for the Bulldogs recently, but not today, and that was good news. John Allen is back, and I'm curious to see offensively who will be the play caller to start off the second half for the Bulldogs.
Well, Puga is deep to receive for Hancock.
He's going to let it bounce
Out of bounds.
out of bounds. And as I watch the sideline to see which quarterback will be coming in to call the plays for Hancock to open up the second half of play. A.J. Valet played a lot of the second quarter for the Bulldogs. But here comes Jackson Clavel to call the plays for Hancock beginning here in the second half. It's a 1st and 10 from the 35. Caden Harris lined up behind A.J. Masunu. Harris right away, can't get up the middle, so he cuts to the right, finds a big hole, and he's still moving inside the 40. He's at the 25, the 20. Caden Harris into the end zone for a 65-yard touchdown run. Caden Harris.
Wow, and no penalty flags on the play, so Harris.
He ran up the middle, hit a bunch of defensive linemen, and took a right turn and found a complete lane. I didn't even see a wide open field, but he was faster than every defender chasing him.
I missed who was making the outside block, but once he cut back to the middle, it was a foot race, and he outran 4 or 5 Bakersfield defenders. So
Aroth Acosta in for the point after. He's 22 of 22 this season. Right out of the gates, a touchdown for the Bulldogs, a good extra point, and it is now 14-0, just like that. Caden Harris, the 5'8" freshman from Silverado High School in Las Vegas, instead of staying right in the middle in the big pack of Renegades, he found his way out of the crowd, took a right turn, and ran all the way down the field. He actually cut over to the middle of the field once he got to around the 30 in Bakersfield territory, and the Bulldogs now with a 14-0 lead over the Renegades. And that story about Coach Seth Dambron, who is now the offensive coordinator at Bakersfield, who was the head coach here for 3 years and a coordinator, that story just gets better.
Well, Harris got his 6th touchdown of the season, and we didn't even get settled in our seats here to start the second half, and he was off to the races. So Harris averaging over 9 yards per carry. So
both scores today,
yes,
the ball was in Caden Harris's hands.
Ooh.
A little fumble by Julian Smith, but I think he got his own fumble. And as it rolled out of bounds, Julian Smith fielded the punt, dropped it.
Well, Smith wasn't sure if that ball was going to go out of bounds, so he got over to the sideline, but Bakersfield's going to be pinned deep in their own territory. It looks like inside the 20-yard line.
So Caden Harris with 42 yards on the ground in the first half and a touchdown, a 65-yard touchdown run. He's already now over 100 yards for today's game, and Caden Harris leads the Bakersfield Renegades 14-0. He leads 12-0, and Aroth Acosta leads 2-0, so it's 14-0. Here come the Renegades. First possession of the second half. And Woods gives the ball to Hankins. And once again, there he is, Keyshawn Pua, with a little bit of help from Dalen Randall.
Well, my expectation here in the second half, now that Bakersfield's down 14-0, they're going to be throwing the ball almost every play.
I like that you go out there on a limb with a prediction.
Yeah, that's pretty bold there. So let's see what happens.
2nd and 7. This time it's Hankins. Hankins in the first quarter, 5 carries for only 3 yards.
Now, they only had 27 yards of rushing in the first half, Bakersfield. So, but another 3rd down play here deep in their own territory.
So 3rd and 3 for Woods and the Renegades. Split wide receivers, 2 backs lined up, along with Woods. A quick pass play. This time it's caught by Smith. Smith got some room. He crosses midfield, and he's tackled at the 42-yard line. Dalen Randall.
Well, Smith has a couple touchdowns. He only has 14 receptions on the year. But we've seen him catch a couple in this game, and he's an elusive runner. So
1st and 10 from the 42.
ooh.
Norwood finds some space up the middle, and he might have had enough for a Bakersfield first down. He got an extra push right at the end.
He got stood straight up, but he kept his legs driving, and you're correct, CJ. It's a first down for the Renegades.
Aaron Small Jr. and Randall in on the tackle for the Bulldogs. Another first down. It says it's a first down, but oh, there they go.
Well, the referee signaled.
I used to tease the baseball players because they were the ones that ran the first down markers and sticks a couple years ago, but I think it's a soccer team now. I'm pretty sure it's not baseball. It was fun, though, because, you know, I'm involved with the baseball team, so I like to keep track of the kids.
Well, it's proven fact baseball players are the smarter players.
Hello. Duh. We knew that. No, I think it's on individual basis.
Well, you know, athletes are higher performers because of all the counseling they get and the coaches making sure they're going to class. So
It's definitely a privilege.
Whoa.
I think he kept the ball.
Yeah, he didn't have a choice.
He was going to give it to Norwood, and then there was a little miscommunication between him and the running back. And Reynold Uti
was right there. He bobbled the snap a little bit, and that's all Uti needed to bury Woods. So another third down and long facing the Renegades.
Third and 9 from the 31. Woods has a little time, not much. Completes a pass to Norwood.
Wow. Woods got that away quickly as a couple of Bulldogs were zeroing in on him.
I think it was Jack Gentile. And we said Jack Gentile's name a lot more a couple weeks ago than we have today. Gentile, 9 tackles, 4 assists, an interception for the Bulldogs. The freshman, he's out of Las Vegas. Quite a few kids on the Bulldog team from Las Vegas. Different high schools.
And I saw Silverado High School. That's what big football power in the Las Vegas area.
1st and 10 from the 20. Bulldogs up 14-0 after the Caden Harris 65-yard touchdown run right out of the gates for Hancock. Hankins. Both sidelines very vocal. Bakersfield showed up. If you notice in the stands, you don't see a lot of teams, but Bakersfield always travels well. They bring their cheerleaders, and they wear their red. They are proud. I wonder if they have any bugs over there in the... No, we don't put them where the bugs are. We should have rented some bugs. I'll never forget that day. I had bugs in my mouth while I was trying to call a football game.
Yikes.
It was so awful. 2nd and 7. Not enough for a first down.
Well,
Keyshawn Pua once again on the Chiefs.
D'Amato making that catch. He's got a couple of touchdown receptions. But
it's D'Amato. D'Amato, got it.
Yes, number 11. So another third down situation. So
I think he's also a kicker or a punter, believe it or not.
Maybe.
Or the statistics were wrong. 3rd and 4. Woods with his usuals, Hankin and Norwood in the backfield. This time, a pass play towards the left corner in the end zone, looking for D'Amato.
That one that time just sailed on Woods.
Yeah, he didn't have a chance.
And as we said, the wind's blowing from the west across the field. Bakersfield headed to the south end of the football field here at Allen Hancock College as we're on the campus of the Bulldogs.
We used to do the game at Rigetti when I started.
Well, when I went to Hancock, we used to play over at Dave Boyd Field in Santa Maria.
You're aging yourself, my friend.
Yeah, I know.
They're going for it on 4th. And it's a pass right on the numbers for Dalen Leach, and he can't hold on to it. And the Bulldogs take over on downs again.
So the third time we stop them in the red zone. Oh. Well, they probably down 14-0. You're not going to go for field goals.
Right. I think now that our chef, Brian Dill, mentioned it, I'm looking at the statistics. Braden Ornelias, the freshman out of Bakersfield High, is 4 for 7 on field goals. His longest is 33. Maybe they just don't have confidence in their kicking game.
Well, he's only 11 of 16 on extra points, so
yeah, could be a problem. And they're not using a punter either. Interesting. We always need a smarter person in the room than us.
Well, I think if I was a coach, you're down 14-0, go for it there. Even now they've got the Bulldogs pinned on their end of the field, so you got to do something when you're down 14-0. You don't want to be trading field goals here.
John Allen in the backfield for the Bulldogs. 8:23 on the clock. 2nd and 6. Allen gets it. And it looks like he might have found a hole. Donovan Foster makes the tackle. I don't think it's enough for a first down.
No.
AJ Masunu's helmet came off, so he's going to take a play off. I like that rule, by the way.
And the pros, too.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Your helmet falls off, you miss a play.
They probably think there's a reason the helmet gets knocked off, might be possible concussion.
Well, then they got to check him real quick.
Nope. Well, I do not think there was much of a gain, if anything, on that play.
A little happening after the whistle, but I don't see a flag. That was Busby.
Yep. Another player out of Las Vegas. So 4th down and less than a yard.
And here comes special teams, Aratha Costa.
So you're going to punt here. You've got a 14-point lead. Let's see who's back. Number 4.
Jordan Richburg, the defensive back, is back, and he gets it at the 40, and he's going to run. He finds a little room crossing midfield, and he's tackled at the 47 in Bulldog territory. Jordan Richburg.
Loretto in for the stop for the Bulldogs, and Renegade's going to take over at the Bulldog 47-yard line here. Hancock leading 14-0 here in the 3rd quarter. Got a lot of work in those spreadsheets there.
I do work hard. Do you like it?
Yeah, because I do football, and you've got a lot of information there.
Thank you. You can use it. I write big, just in case the mathematician needs it.
Look over your shoulder once in a while.
You're welcome to use it. That's why I write so big. 1st and 10 Renegades down by 14. 7 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Woods is running it, and it looks like he has enough for a first down. That was a heads-up play by Carson Woods. He's only had 22 carries for 10 yards coming into the game. I think he just surpassed that. Oh, they're marking it there. Wow. Okay. 8-yard gain.
Well, we've got the football teams lined up along the sidelines.
Right.
We can't really see the distinct spots there. But Woods, he was heads up because there was nothing on the left side.
2nd and 2. Oh, and he's sacked right away. He had just lifted his hand to make a pass. His arm went up, and he got sacked by Uti and Tucker together. Brady Tucker and Reynald Uti. or Reynolds. You know, we're going to go with it.
Well, he had 3 Bulldogs lowered the boom on him.
And he didn't see it coming because he had his arm literally raising to make a pass.
And that's a lot of times that's when you get the fumble.
And there's a flag. Oh, my goodness, holding on the defense.
Holding on the defense. On a run play. That's
automatic first down.
But you usually do not see running or defensive holding on a play like that. That had to be a pretty quick call because we need to see the replay on that one.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck with the replay, Greg Pensa. You're on the board of trustees. Why don't you get us a replay machine?
Well, I'll talk to President
somebody,
Walters.
but get me and Brian raises first.
Okay.
1st and 10. High snap, but he holds on to it. Hankins had Uti wrapped around his ankles, but he's still got a couple yards.
Well, we really didn't have much offense in the first half. Hancock 132, 110 for Bakersfield. But Bakersfield 3 times today has been in the red zone and has not scored. And they were scoring 85% of the time.
Oh, my gosh.
Before
That's a crazy
today.
statistic at any level of football.
So
2nd and 6. Quick pass
Drop.
play intended for Norwood, incomplete. You were right. They're passing the ball.
Well, you've got to hand it to the defensive coordinator, Robbie Fukakara here. He's really thrown the wrench in the works here a couple times on defense against Bakersfield. So you stop a team 3 times inside their 20, you've done your job as a defensive coordinator. See if we can go 4
3rd
for
and
4.
6. Hankins runs into 5 Bulldogs. One of them was Randall.
So here we go, 4th down again.
They're going for it again on 4th down. There's something to be said for maybe not having a kicking game. I've never heard of such a thing.
Well,
they may have it, but it just might not work.
Or maybe he's injured. Or
Well, there's 3. There were 3 on.
For him.
There's a punter and 2 kickers on the depth chart.
Okay.
2 punters and a kicker.
Well, all 3 cannot be.
But you just don't know. Injuries, academic ineligible. You just don't know. We don't get as much information at this level of football as we could.
They held him again.
Another amazing defensive stance. C.J. Tolbert, the ball carrier, but not enough for a first down. And here comes the Bulldog offense once again.
Well, Tolbert slipped, and his knee went down, so he was automatically down there.
I've never seen a football game without a punt for one of the teams. This is so far happening.
There's only been one punt
and
so
it was
far.
Hancock. And it was Hancock. Wasn't it? In the first half? I don't know. I keep saying Arothic. Oh, it was. It was D'Amato, right? It was the other guy that's not even on the depth chart for. Yes, it was. It was D'Amato. Yep. It was the short one that we blamed it on the wind, but maybe we were wrong. Furry Busby. Joshua Macon makes the play defensively. Yeah, the punter was Dominic D'Amato, who, by the way, wasn't even on my depth chart or in the stats for punting or kicking. At least not on SCFA, which is where you get all your stats, Southern California Football Association. Interesting, right?
Well, I'm looking at the statistics, and they said there's 1 punt by Bakersfield.
Yeah.
D'Amato, yeah.
I am as smart as I look once in a while, Greg.
Yeah. Behind those
Don't
sunglasses.
overestimate, though. Okay,
Yeah.
That was it. That was it.
Uh-oh.
Clavel in trouble. He decides to hold it. Runs, takes 1 hit, but he's still on his feet. Oh, man, you don't want to see that, right? Like, he not only did he run, but you could hear the hit up here.
And he almost popped, the ball almost popped out of
Yeah,
his.
he almost lost it. Woo, good ball
Well,
control.
he did
He's pretty fired up, though.
he was going to pitch the ball and roll to his right, but when he got to the right, there was nobody open, and so he decided to run the ball.
Yeah, he actually gained a couple of yards. He's frustrated, but he did gain a couple yards.
Problem with quarterbacks, a lot of them, they run straight up, and there's a big target there for those linebackers. And yeah. So, third down here.
It's time. A quick pass, complete to Martinez. Martinez finds a little room. He gets a first down, and he's tackled at the 39. What a heads-up play by Elias Martinez.
Wow, some nifty footwork there.
Whoa, first down, Bulldogs.
He eluded the first man, and then he got by another man. So Martinez, local product, right? He's a Pioneer Valley kid.
Rigetti kid.
Rigetti kid. A nice move you'd see like on Sunday, NFL-type footwork there by Martinez.
Well, Greg, I don't know if I'd go that far with it. But okay.
I had my binoculars.
Okay,
right
yeah,
on.
you see closer than I do.
Ooh.
This is a handoff. Oh my goodness, Metuliki to Bo'u. What a run, like a bulldozer.
Yeah.
He was tackled by Jaquan Lamb.
Well, pretty close to 20-yard pickup there. And he's built like a fullback. I mean, he's not.
He is a fullback. He's got to be. 27 carries coming into the game, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns, 6 foot 230.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, you wanted to know it, and guess what? I'm here. I'm the information
station.
Yes. Sheesh. Busby's still on his feet, but it looked like they called a whistle. They're going to give him the forward progress.
They didn't blow a whistle, and Busby kept going, and then finally they.
Jensen Hallam makes the tackle, the sophomore, 6'3", 225, where Busby's 5'6", 180. He had 45 pounds on him, and he still couldn't take him down. And they finally did, but, yeah, I think there was a whistle. It was kind of it was a borderline whistle. It was a practice. It was a practice whistle. 2nd and 7. In motion is Petaway.
Not quite as productive as the first run, but close. 30.
Tackle was made by Aaron Martinez.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Once in a while, somebody that's not on my chart makes a play, and it just throws me off my game. That was.
Well, the font on these spreadsheets that we get from Hancock are about 3.
But I should have him. That means that he hasn't probably made more than 1 tackle or played in 1 or 2 games this year, and he's the one that made the tackle, Aaron Martinez.
Oh. 39.
Caden Harris, but there's a flag. Danny Johnson with the tackle. Dutra's on a, he's on a, what are those called, catwalks next to us? A lift.
Scissor lift.
And he was pretty frustrated. He was frustrated by that one. That's all I'm going to say. With a capital F. Personal foul. Against Joey Garza? Did he say number 7? He did say number 7. That's Joey Garza.
Yep.
Doesn't happen very often. 7-0. Thank you. I was like, that is not Joey Garza's style.
7-0.
Yeah. KC Fu'a'u. I was like, there's no way they called that on.
That's going to bring up a 3rd down. I'm not quite sure what we're doing here.
3rd and long. There's got some problems. There's some confusion, and they're going to have to call timeout. Or they're letting the quarter run out. That's what it is.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness. We were all confused. All I had to do was look at the clock. I was surprised because I know the style of play of Joey Garza. I knew that wasn't him for that foul. It was KC Fu'a'u. 3 quarters of play in the books. The Bulldogs lead at 14-0. You're listening to Bulldog Football at AHCBulldogs.com. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. The Bulldogs shutting out Bakersfield in 3 quarters of play, 14-0. Greg Pensa, the Bulldog defense, is fired up and playing a heck of a game today.
Well, they limited Bakersfield to only 110 yards in the first half.
I can't even imagine what it was here.
So we can hear Coach
I know.
Dutra
Luckily,
next door here.
Listen, can we sneak a microphone over there, Brian Dill? That would be very entertaining.
We need to have
We'd
that.
get in so much trouble because we don't have our the dump button.
We'd have to have that
The
3-second delay
Yeah,
button.
the delay or the dump. Yeah. Oh goodness, it's entertaining though. I'm sorry I can't share it with the audience, but
Well, it's a first down and 5 now.
it's a 2nd and 4.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll do that job. I'm good at that part, Greg Pensa. You don't have to worry. And there's a flag on the play.
So we had 2 penalties in the first half.
Did I jinx him? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
You jinxed them. 2 penalties in the first half, and referees, because they have long memories. And sometimes you can play a year later.
Now they're coming over.
So he wants an explanation.
He is frustrated. You can hear him up here. That's the one thing about having this press box a little lower than most. We're only about, 20 feet off the ground maybe?
Yeah, at the most.
And I think we're a little lower, so we do get to hear a little more than others. And we're outside.
But the question is, why is there back-to-back penalties? Usually make the penalty and then you move on. So they're calling back-to-back penalties at this point against the Bulldogs.
We haven't even gotten what this is, this flag.
Well, he
Nobody's
just
told
got
us.
a 15-yarder, and now
Right, but we don't know what this one is yet.
I haven't seen a signal or an explanation. They're still talking about it. This is not good when it's
No flag.
okay.
All right, here we go. That was
Well, you can't call back-to-back penalties unless it's super obvious, or
and it clearly wasn't.
in our opinion, it wasn't.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly what was said or done
2nd and
down there.
25 for the Bulldogs, who just need to get their heads back in the game.
Yeah, they got a 14-point lead. We're driving for another touchdown that would really probably put this game out of reach.
13 minutes, 13 seconds left in the game. 14-0 Bulldogs with the lead. And the officials are now talking to the players. Oh, they're adding 7 seconds to the play clock.
Okay, so it's a 2nd down and 25,
I just said that.
and they got to get inside the 10.
Yeah, they do. Clavella under center. Pitches it to Harris. Harris makes a nice move around one defender. Jukes another one. And has a nice run. Caden Harris getting back a lot of those yards for the Bulldogs.
Well, he got knocked down at about the 15-yard line, so it's going to bring up a 4th down here. I would think Bulldogs are going to bring a cost on for a...
It's a 3rd down.
Okay.
What a nice run. He took back a lot of those yards. He took back over 15 of those yards.
Yeah.
And he made 2 really nice moves on the near sideline.
And you've got those plays that you've run a million times that you know you can get good yardage, and that's what you save them for. So let's see what...
3rd and 6. This time it's Busby. He finds some room. Busby pushed out, and it looks like he might have a late hit. There's a flag on the play right as he ran out of bounds. It looks like he might have gotten hit after he was off the field.
I think you got it right there, CJ. He was definitely out of the field to play.
It was a nice run, too. It's definitely a 1st down, and it might go half the distance to the goal line if it's... Yeah, D'Antonio Hackworth with the foul, and it's going to take the Bulldogs inside the 10. It'll be a 1st and goal from the 6, I think. Looks like the 6.
It's hard to tell here.
The 3-yard line.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like it's a lot closer.
So it was
than
the
that.
6, and then it was half the distance. Busby finds a hole. Busby, touchdown. Ferrari Busby, A touchdown for Busby, his second running touchdown of the season. And now he's got 3 on the year, including a catch. Ferrari Busby, another Vegas kid, Desert Pines High School. Lots of commotion, but the Bulldogs come away with 6 points on Busby's touchdown run. Aroth Acosta with the kick, and it's good. Aroth Acosta is now 24 for 24 in extra points this season. Bulldogs go 21-0. You're listening to Bulldog Football at AHCBulldogs.com. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. Your Bulldogs are up 21-0 over the Renegades of Bakersfield College. And if they're playing a chess match behind the scenes or under their breath, Rick Aguilar and Chris Dutra are winning into the fourth quarter against Seth Damron and his offensive coordinating for Bakersfield.
Well, the key to the game, CJ, is Bulldogs have stopped the Renegades 3 times inside the 20.
Defense. Right now, it's offensively, they're making some great plays. Clavel's had his best passing game of the season as well, but you got to give it to the defense.
Yeah, well, when they've gotten deep in the into Bulldog territory, they've stiffened up and
First and 10
play
for the Renegades from their own 25. Woods gives it to Hankins. He finds a little bit of room for a 6-yard run play. Aaron Small Jr. makes the tackle. We are 11:38 left in the game, and when the Bulldogs are up by this much, once in a while, they tend to pull back a little bit, and they cannot do that against this Renegades team because there is some talent for Bakersfield. Pass play up and over the head of Dalen Leach. He was covered by Kimmel. The winds actually feels like the winds died down a little bit.
Yeah, you can look at the flags in the northern end zone there. It's not quite as dramatic as it was earlier, but Wood showing a good throw there. He was throwing that on the run, and he threw that about 40 yards down the field. So he's got
about
the
10
arm.
yards over the head of the wide receiver.
Right.
Third and short. A run play.
It's going to be close.
It was Hankins.
They're going to mark the forward progress and give him a first down.
Gaciotto Apisala's helmet came off, so he's going to have to leave the game for one play. They gave him enough for a Renegade first down. First and 10 Renegades with a 3-touchdown deficit. Woods keeps it. Nowhere.
No, Woods took a knee. Kimball had him in his sights, and Woods just decided to go down. CJ, he wasn't going to take any of that.
Yeah, Trent Kimmel, the sophomore, 6'2", 205, a little threatening. That would have hurt.
Kimbrell had 4 tackles and 2 breakups in the first half, so he's played a solid defensive game. Ooh.
Running back slips. Deron Lewis Jr. makes the tackle for Hancock. He's had a good season so far. 10 tackles, 8 assists, 2 sacks from Grand Rapids Catholic Central in Grand Rapids, Michigan. If you notice and you look at the Bulldogs roster, different than most of the other community colleges, kids from everywhere want to come play football at Hancock. 3rd and 10. Woods.
Ooh.
A nice pass to D'Amato, but he had Aaron Small Jr. and Keyshawn Pua right there waiting for him. He did get the first down, but he could not move after he caught the ball.
Well, Caden Woods threw that one into a tight window because D'Amato was double covered, and that's going to give him a first down.
1st and 10 from the Bulldog 49.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, that was kind of a tough hit on D'Amato. Came from behind. It was Aaron Small Jr.
Ooh.
He was in the air. You could hear it. That must have, yeah, he felt that.
Well, it was shoulder pad to shoulder pad there, and Bulldogs lucky didn't get called for unnecessary roughness.
Yeah, he's running straight to the sideline.
Yeah, I'm sure he's seeing some stars after that hit. We could hear it all the way up here.
2nd and 10. He's all alone in the backfield. Woods throwing it down the middle. It looked like he was trying to find Dalen Leach.
Well, Leach is a guy.
And there's a flag behind the line of scrimmage. Personal foul, roughing the passer.
Yikes. Well, I didn't see that develop. I was looking down the field.
Yeah, we
there.
both were.
But Leach is the guy you want to get the ball into his hands. He's a little jitterbug, and he has made some nifty moves here.
15-yard penalty. It'll be a first down for Bakersfield on the Bulldog 36. 9 minutes to go, 21-0 Bulldogs with the lead. There was some movement on the line of scrimmage, and there is a flag.
Yeah.
That one caught by Sebastian Solis, but there was a flag before the play. Looks like it was offsides on encroachment. Penalties declined because of that catch. It's a first down for the Renegades.
So
First and 10.
well, once again, the Renegades in the red zone. They're 0 for 3 today.
First and 10 from the 16. They still have all 3 timeouts, both teams. Neither has used a timeout this half. Woods. Complete pass to Xavier Marshall. Keyshawn Pua on the tackle.
Marshall did a good job as that ball was right between the letters, but defensively, the Hancock was right on top of him.
6-yard gain on the play. Not a running back nearby.
Fumble.
Bad snap. Woods picks it up, tries to run with it, and gets tackled by Adarius Odom. Gets him right in the foot.
Well, they're lucky that they came up with that ball. Woods got a favorable bounce and was able to corral the ball, but loses a couple yards on the play here. So Bulldogs have played a very solid defensive game.
Loss of a couple yards, 3rd and 8. Woods wants to pass again. This time it's complete to Hankins. Yep. It looks like they got a first down.
Yeah, nice call there. Hankins rolling out of the backfield, and he's inside the 5-yard line there. So it's going to be first down and goal to go for the Renegades. They've been here before.
A little bit of time. There's a flag. He runs it into the end zone. If it's not against the Bulldogs, looks like it might be encroachment. Woods ran it in for a touchdown, but we'll wait and see. Offsides against the defense. Penalties decline, and Carson Woods with a 4-yard touchdown run for Bakersfield. First touchdown of the game for the Renegades. 7:13 remaining in the fourth quarter. Who's that?
Now you're going to find out who the kicker is.
Oh my goodness, that's the running back. That's Jalen Hankins. I think you're right. There's a kicking problem. Let's see if Hankins can. Maybe he's a soccer player too. Well, that's not bad. Hankins with the extra point, his first extra point of the season. It's 21-7. Bulldogs with the lead. You're listening to Bulldog Football at ahcbulldogs.com. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. A 4-yard Carson Woods touchdown run and a Jalen Hankins extra point makes it 21-7. Your Bulldogs have the lead. And that looked like a kicker. That was a kicker. That was Braden Ornelas. Puga runs it back. Makai Puga from Arroyo Grande. He has over 360 yards in kickoff returns this year.
Well, Hancock wants to come out here and sustain a drive and use some of that time on the clock. We got, 7:13 to go.
Yes, they do.
We're up 2 touchdowns.
In community college football, 14 points is not a lot.
Yep.
Bulldogs still have 3 timeouts, 7:05 remaining in the fourth quarter. And if you're right, Greg, they'll use a lot of time on this offensive set of downs, but they've probably got to get at least 1 first down. Logan Bowers and Jensen Hullum on the tackle. John Allen coming into the game for the Bulldog offense. Second and 7 for Hancock. No wide receivers lining up. Clearly, running the ball is the plan. And it is Allen, nothing.
Allen carried the ball 3 times in the first half for 16 yards, but Caden Harris has been the man today for the Bulldogs. 42 yards in the first half, but he's got 2 touchdowns.
One of them was for 65 yards. It took him over 100 within a minute of the second half starting. JP Luquetu coming in with the play. Play clock's down to 4.
The play clock here.
Yep.
Gravel can see it at the other end. They run out right up the middle. And no Not enough for a first down, so it's going to bring up a fourth down here. A little extracurricular shoving after the play there. So the Bulldogs are going to be facing a 3rd down and 7.
Bakersfield will take their first time out of the second half with 5:32 remaining in the game. It's 21-7. Your Bulldogs with the lead. You're listening to Bulldog Football at ahcbulldogs.com. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. The Bulldogs looking for their second Northern League win. Lead at 21-7 over Bakersfield. Bakersfield also 1-1 in conference in league play. And it's a 4th down. The punting team is in for Hancock. Trying to use up a lot of the play clock. Acosta gets the punt off. It's fielded at the 39-yard line.
A little risky play there. The return man, number 4 for the Renegades.
Jordan Richburg.
Yeah, caught that down around his ankles with a couple of Bulldogs closing in on him. But
He still ran a few yards.
Pretty decent field position here, CJ,
Yep.
for the...
There's a 5-yard punt return. Renegades, 1st and 10. From their own 44. They've got 2 timeouts left, down by 2 touchdowns.
Clock is in favor of the Bulldogs at this point.
Just a few weeks ago, the Bulldogs had a lead late in the game against Ventura. And that dwindled away. Pass complete to Hankins. Not enough. Oh, he had a second. Whoa, I thought he was down. He had a second push, and he might have enough for a Bakersfield first down.
Well, very determined run there.
Yep.
And that's a first down, CJ.
No huddle offense. Woods scurries around on his own for a gain of about 4. He looked like he was trying to get out of bounds, but he didn't.
He tried to fake the Bulldog defender to
Something.
see if he could, but he should have gone out of bounds because the clock's going to run.
Yeah.
When you're in this point of the game, you want to get out of bounds and stop the clock. So not a good decision by Woods that time.
2nd and 6. Now he wants to pass, rolling to his right, looking downfield, then to the near sideline. And it's complete to Jalen Richmond.
That's another first down. So Woods that time is not getting much pressure back there. He's able to roll out to his right, found his receiver, and picks up another first down. So Bakersfield on their
1st and 10. Woods, another pass complete, this time to Hankins. And Hankins still running down the near sideline. Jalen Hankins with a 33-yard touchdown run. And it's now 21-13. 4:11 remaining in the game.
Well, that was too easy. Too easy.
And Hankins, right after his touchdown, he's going to come in for the extra point attempt. That's multitasking. He just kicked his first extra point of the season. And that one hits the left upright.
Ooh, that could
and it'll be
big.
21-13, which makes it's a 2-possession game. Wow, that changes everything. 21-13, that's 8 points. So it's a touchdown and a 2-point conversion ties it. But just the fact that there are 2 touchdowns on the board that quick for Bakersfield is not good for the Bulldogs. We're going to take a quick timeout. I need a breath. You're listening to Bulldog Football at ahcbulldogs.com. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College, the visiting Renegades of Bakersfield, with a touchdown run by Jalen Hankins and a missed extra point. Is now 21-13 with 4:11 remaining. Greg, what did you see on that offensive possession?
Well, it was way too easy. They went 55 yards in about 5 plays. But the Bulldogs better be heads up for an onside kick here. And that's what the coaches were yelling at him, be heads up, because we've got a little less than over 4 minutes to go, but they're going to kick the ball away.
Braden Ornelias kicks it. Puga gets it inside the 10, runs to the sideline, and he gets about 15 yards.
Well,
tackled by Danny Johnson.
Bakersfield's got 2 timeouts left here.
Bulldogs have 3. 4:05 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Well, it was just too easy on that last drive for the Renegades. And I don't know, Hancock must have been playing back a little bit, a little not forcing the play, and Woods had plenty of time to pass back there.
And the no-huddle offense is a change-up. It's different than it was. They were using a huddle before. Ferrari Busby with a nice run for the Bulldogs.
Well, the other thing that can do, especially on defense, if you're going no huddle, they can't change players. So you get guys that have been playing all day on that defensive line, they're not going to have the energy to put pressure on Woods. So they take a timeout, Bakersfield, their second timeout there.
With 3:58 remaining in the game, Bulldogs up 21-13. A timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to Bulldog Football at ahcbulldogs.com. Welcome back to Allen Hancock College. For Grant Pensa, I'm CJ Silas. You're listening to Bulldog Football. AHC leads at 21-13. 2nd and 4 for the Bulldogs. And that is a nice run. That is a helpful run by Luketu. But there is a flag on the play. Luketu cross midfield. We'll see what happens with the spot.
I hate when those are there. That's usually where the holdings take place. So let's see.
Yep, holding against the offense.
Yep. Unfortunately,
A.J. Masunu with the holding penalty.
Well, that negates a great play because the Bulldogs were inside the 45-yard line of Bakersfield, so that stops the clock and makes it a 2nd down and 5. So it's from the spot of the infraction, which is the line of scrimmage. Only good thing about that, it took some time off the clock.
3:38, and the clock's ticking. 2nd and 5, Bulldogs from their own 30 after the penalty. Nice run by Luketu. This one, Busby. Busby finds a hole down the near sideline, crosses midfield. Ferrari Busby all the way to the Renegades' 41-yard line.
Clutch play by Busby there. I think they ran the same play to the left side that they had run to the right side. And Busby able to get around the corner, and we've seen it. He's got some speed.
27-yard run by Busby gets the ball placed at the 43 in Renegade territory. Bulldogs have 3 timeouts left. Bakersfield has 1 with 3:12 remaining. If you're Bakersfield and you get the ball back, you need to save that timeout for your offense. Bulldogs have not used a timeout this half, and they're up 21-13 with a 1st and 10. What a play by Ferrari Busby.
A clutch run there for sure.
And Luquetu had a nice run. It just got pulled back because of the penalty. This is John Allen. He doesn't want to go down. The whistle's blowing.
Well, the good thing for Hancock is they're a run-based team. So to run the clock out and run the ball, they've got plays that are designed for not only short gains but long gains. And with the play that Busby had, he got outside on a good seal block. And so we're going to see what Hancock can do. They're trying to milk that clock. Good thing about college football is you can see that time clock.
There's an air show at the Santa Maria Airport today.
Yeah, we just had our flyover. Where were they at?
I don't think we asked for that, but 2nd and 6. Luquetu zigzagging a little bit. It's close, but I don't think he got the first down, but he got at least 4 or 5 yards. Yeah, nice push by Luquetu.
So Bakersfield takes their final timeout.
Wow, that surprises me.
Which is sort of interesting here because this is 3rd down coming up for the Bulldogs.
1:55 remaining. They want to have a little time on the clock if they get the ball back, I'm guessing. We're going to take a quick timeout as well. Bulldogs lead at 21-13. You're listening to Hancock Football at ahcbulldogs.com. Welcome back to the Santa Maria Airport. I'm CJ Silas along with Greg Pensa. I'm kidding. It's Allen Hancock College. There's an air show going on today as well, which has not affected us until the last few minutes. It is a 3rd and 2 for the Bulldogs. Bakersfield just used its last timeout. Busby gets a 1st down.
Nice call by the just smash mouth football there, CJ. Off the right tackle, 1st down for the Bulldogs.
Like mustard, the smash mouth mustard?
No.
Busby's helmet came off. But what, they're letting him, oh, maybe he took it off. Now I'm confused. No, he just took it off because he thought he was leaving the field. He put it back on, and he's coming in with the 1st and 10. 1:34 and counting on the clock. Bulldogs just trying to hold on to this lead. Looks like they're going to be in the V formation, Greg.
Yeah, I was going to say they've lined up in the victory formation
What,
here.
Bakersfield has no more timeouts. What a game. What a way to come out of the blocks when the game started for the Bulldogs. What a way to show up with some energy, which didn't happen early in the season. They didn't have strong first quarters, but this week, this football game showed there was some extra energy, and they were pumped up for their 3rd league game of the year.
So they'll go to 2-1. El Camino playing, I think, Canyons today. They were both undefeated. So
then they're on the road next week at Canyons.
Yeah, so that's going to be a huge game as far as the standings in